Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you are here for the first time, I want to welcome you. And if you're returning, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about not allowing other people's reaction to you to affect you. But before I get started on the topic today, there are a couple of things I really want to share with you because I've got a lot of exciting things going on, and I know that I told you guys I had some exciting things going on, but I can finally officially share them with you. So I've been talking about manifesting, and Heather Dorn and I are doing this 5-day free training for you that starts on the 24th. And it's so exciting. We have so many awesome things planned for you. And it's going to be so much fun. And the reason I'm super excited today is because several things that I was working on manifesting in my own life have come true. I wanted to share my good news with you to let you know that number one, manifesting what you want is totally possible. I did it and you can do it too. And two, to let you know that you have the ability to learn how to do that if you get in on this 5-day free training that we're offering. So I thought I would share my personal wins and victories with you for this week so that if you want to get in on this, you want to get in on this free training, it is entirely possible for you to do that. I know several of you have already signed up, and I'm so excited. I think that this is the most amazing thing you can do for yourself to invest in yourself. You are investing in your own personal growth, and you are investing in your future success. You see the potential and the possibility that you have, and you're taking that. And I am so proud of you for doing that. And I cannot wait to join this group. It is going to be so much fun. We're going to go live. And you know how much fun we have when we go live if you've ever watched my Facebook Lives. So don't experience the fear of missing out. No FOMO for you. You can still sign up, and the link to sign up will be in the description to this podcast. There is still plenty of time for you to get in on it and to win a chance for a free coaching session with Heather and I. So what has been going on in my life, you ask, right? First of all, I have to tell you that I manifested a new job for myself. I loved where I taught, and it was a little bittersweet because I am definitely sad about leaving the people that I have built such a connection with. But an opportunity literally fell in my lap, and I was able to get a new teaching job that is 5 minutes from my house in the same district where my children go, and I will no longer have to be driving an hour to and from work. And that is going to save me so much personal free time for myself, and you don't know how much I needed that. And I've loved where I've worked. So like I said, it's a great opportunity, but it's bittersweet for me because I am going to deeply and truly miss those that I will no longer be working with. And I loved being a part of where I was for the time that I was. But it's time for a new chapter in my life. And now I will be close to home. And I know that I can make a difference where I am now too. So it's exciting for me. The other good news is that I found a publisher who would like to publish my book. And so you guys can expect to see my book sometime this fall. I am so super excited about it. She's super supportive and also a spiritual person herself. So I know that she is going to steer this book in the right direction. The book that I have written is about my life surviving divorce and single motherhood, and it contains the story of my own life along with some humor and along with personal advice and spiritual advice on how to get your life back on track. So you can be looking for that coming out in the fall, and of course I'll have more details. She also wants to work with me on possibly publishing my card deck that I'm working on, so that will be coming out too. So I have so many awesome things going on in my life right now. So grateful, so thankful, so blessed. And I just wanted to share that with you because I'm excited about the wins in my life, but also it's just proof that anyone can manifest anything that they wish to manifest. And I know that there are so many more great things coming my way. I know this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm so super excited, so super thankful. I love, love, love what's going on in my life right now. So grateful to the universe for always supporting me, always having my back, always working behind the scenes on my behalf. And I truly believe that. And guys, if you truly believe that and you put your energy into that, you can manifest the life of your dreams as well. And Heather and I are going to show you how to do that. If you get in on our course, get in on the free 5-day training. You don't have to be enrolled in the course to take the free training. It's just going to be a sneak peek of what our course will be like, and you're going to be amazed at how much you can change in 5 days. You just truly are. And you don't have any excuses. Someone said to me, well, I'm just not sure if I want to sign up. I'm like, what excuse do you have? If you sign up and do nothing in the group, you have lost nothing. But if you sign up in the group and you actively participate and you learn how to manifest things into your life, well, you've gained everything. So there's nothing to lose. I really want to see all of you signing up for this because it's going to be an exciting opportunity, especially those of you who have ever felt like you've had financial issues, you just have a bad relationship with money. We're going to show you how to fix that. And if you have low self-esteem or if you feel like you're just stuck in your life, we're going to show you how to fix that too. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse not to join in. It's totally free and it's going to be totally fun. So get in on it while you can. All right, guys. So back to the episode for today. I wanted to talk to you about how others treat you. Because, you've seen that quote, I'm sure, on Facebook before that says, how others treat you is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Or you may have seen the one that said, how others treat you is their karma, how you react is yours. And both of those statements are so, so true. But what I want you to understand, because I feel like there's so many people out there who don't understand this, and I used to be one of those people, because I was a people pleaser and I wanted to make everyone happy. But when you do that, the only person you're not making happy is yourself. It's too much and you're giving too much of yourself to others and not enough for yourself. And in keeping with that theme, I do want to let you know, if you begin to see me not posting as much on social media, it's not that I've forgotten about you or I don't love you, but I'm starting to pull back a little bit on certain things too, because I want to reserve my energy for all of the amazing things that are coming in. I still want to be there for you. I still want to do the daily podcast, but I also know that I can't overextend myself either. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be taking students to Europe, and it's going to be a 2-week trip. So just warning you, for those 2 weeks, I will try to record a few podcast episodes ahead, but I will probably be posting some repeats for you, but I will try to still get a few new episodes out, but there will not be any Facebook Lives at that time. For obvious reasons, it's hard to do all of that, especially with the time difference. So I won't have that in a few weeks, and that will be in July. But I'm also scaling back a little bit with the social media, just because I need to keep my own sanity. I love doing this, but again, I also have to learn that I can't be all things to all people either. So I'm scaling back a little bit. Now, with the daily podcast, I still will try to keep up with those because I totally understand having that hour drive to work. I always wanted something to listen to. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. The whole idea that if someone treats you poorly, that it's somehow your fault. We have got to get away from that thinking. And I'll tell you why. I feel like I can talk about this more openly now that I am no longer in the same district. But in our department, we had one person who was very toxic. And she's not at all why I left. This opportunity just literally fell in my lap, and the timing was right and everything. And I was like, I can't pass this up. But this person just would bite people's heads off, and you never knew what personality you were going to get on what day. Sometimes this person would be extremely nice and friendly, and other times she would bite your head off as soon as look at you, and you never knew which character you were going to get. And that can make working with someone extremely difficult. So if you have a work environment where there is a toxic person, I feel for you, because I was there for 12 years. Well, not 12 years. I think at least 6 or more. I was there with this toxic person, and it can be extremely draining on you, and you can take it personally. But I'm here to tell you that when people react to you in that way, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with that person. People who choose to put other people down do so. Number one, they usually have low self-esteem. So putting someone else down is a way of building up their own self-esteem. Now, it's a very ineffective way to do that, but they get that instant gratification of, I just made you look stupid, so I feel better about myself. That's the first thing. Number two, it's all about a power and control thing. People want to make you feel bad or look bad. Again, it has to do with their low self-esteem or because they need to feel powerful. I believe that a lot of people who grew up in situations where they were not powerful, where they had no power, they will often, as an adult, become someone who is very manipulative and tries to take power back and tries to control everything, because as a child, they didn't have that control. They didn't have the power. And it's understandable to see how that manifests when they become adults. But again, they're going about building the self-love, self-esteem in the wrong way. And the reason that I want to explain this to you is because when you come across someone who treats you that way, you have to understand that they're coming at you from that level, which is very low vibrational level. It's almost like a porcupine. You know, they put their quills out to stick you and poke you to protect themselves. This is another defense mechanism that some people use. They don't want to be hurt, so they lash out and hurt others so they won't be hurt. And it doesn't really make sense in your logical brain. Why would you do that? You're going to get hurt. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But in someone's mind who has been hurt, who has low self-esteem, who needs control, it makes total sense to them that if I lash out and say mean and hurtful things to you, it makes me feel better about myself. And then, I don't know, to me, I almost feel like maybe if they do that and then you come back with something, maybe it's a justification for, well, if they're mean to me, it's because I said this first. I don't know. I really don't understand the total workings of it. I did major in psychology for a while, but that was a long time ago. I just know that it is not a reflection of you at all. And you will come in contact with people like this in your life. And I really believe that we are put in contact with people like this in our lives on purpose. Our adversaries are here to teach us just as much as the people who help us and support us. They teach us many things. Number one, they teach us how to stand up for ourselves and to not be walked all over. Because if you are working with a person like this, they will try to bulldoze you. They will try to run over you and take away your power. And you have to learn how not to let them do that. And I will say that the last year or so that I was working with a person like this, the administrator that I had was very, very good at letting her know what her place was and what her place was not, which was amazing to have that kind of support. And it makes all of the difference. Because when you don't have supportive people over you to also stop these people from trying to bulldoze you, that can be very difficult and make your job a lot harder. And you have to learn to be a lot more flexible because you're making up for the fact that you don't have any support behind you. But when you are working with people like this, or just maybe not working with them, maybe they're in your family, it is teaching you that you need to set healthy boundaries and that you need to stand up for yourself. Because if you don't stand up for yourself or set healthy boundaries with a person like this, they will absolutely run over you. Walk all over you, and they will. And that's easy to do. If you're a people pleaser and you want to make everyone happy, you might just let things slide or let it go because you think, well, it's not worth upsetting the apple cart. But in the long run, it's like you're telling this person, yeah, you can walk all over me. It's no big deal. And I know that's not what you want to tell that person. So it's about setting healthy boundaries with them. The other thing that it teaches you is how you do not want to behave. You learn just as much from people that you are around that you don't like as you do from the people you do. We learn how not to treat people. This is not how I want to be treated, so I'm not going to treat others like that. So you definitely learn how not to behave. We learn how to set a healthy boundary with them. And these people often can also trigger you. They may bring up insecurities that you have. They may bring up your own issues of self-esteem. And I absolutely believe that's why they're here. And what they are trying to do is to trigger you. And it's okay when you get triggered. It's not like that's a bad thing. For me, being triggered is always an aha moment of, still needed to heal that. Yep, thanks for bringing that up. And when I say that too, I absolutely, maybe not to their faces, but behind their back, would thank them for bringing up that trigger that I still needed to heal. And triggers come up for me all the time, even though I feel like I'm pretty far along in the spiritual transformation process. I don't ever think going to be a complete process. I think it's going to be something that has to be done for a long time. I think it's a process that has to continue, and it will never be complete per se. So for me, when triggers come up, it's no big deal anymore because it's like, I recognize that's a trigger. I'm getting much, much better and faster at recognizing, that's a trigger. And understanding what's it about. And even with getting a new job and being so happy that I manifested something, there was still a trigger there for me too. Because all of these things came up of, I used to get paid once a month. Now I'm going to be paid bi-weekly. So how do I adjust my bills? How's retirement? What's that going to be like? There were a lot of things that came up that could have almost talked me out of doing this because fear and worry could have taken over. But I know that was a test from the universe saying, look, we're giving you what you asked for. I was asking, how can I be closer to my kids and be there for my kids? I'm not hiding anything that it's been a struggle the past few years with my son in school, and I really felt like he needed me, and I didn't know how was the best way to really be there for him. And it was like this fell in my lap, and it's like, yeah, I could be there. I could literally be there, but I can also be home more. I was leaving at 5:45 in the morning before my kids are even out of bed. So a lot of check-ins that you do with your kids in the morning, like, do you have this? Are you ready for this? I couldn't do because I wasn't there. And I really felt the absence of not being there these past few years, and it really bothered me. And for this to fall in my lap and say, well, you can be here now. Perfect. Thank you. But it wasn't without some of the doubts and the fears that will creep in, or that other people who are trying to be nice and kind and look out for you will inadvertently, the fears they will give you, because there are people who will say, that's so great that you had a job. What about this? What about this? And I know they mean well. And believe me, I've thought of every option. I've thought of every angle. But I also use my intuition, and I ask my guides, is this where I'm supposed to be? And we brought this to you. This is your gift. Sometimes we'll look a gift horse in the mouth because we let fear and doubt creep in. And so what I'm telling you is you've got to listen to your intuition with those things too. And even when you're dealing with people in your environment who are very toxic to you, start listening to your intuition. Your guides will give you advice for how to deal with them. And I know some of you hear your guides very clearly, and some of you are like, I don't even know how to get in contact with my guides. I get that. You know, that's a whole process too in the spiritual awakening, is opening up to our abilities that we have and our abilities to connect with our guides. And more things have been opening up for me lately, but when I first started doing this, I didn't get much. And I was like, I'm not getting anything. And honestly, what I really understood was I was getting a lot more than I realized I was. But I thought at first that it was just me and it was my brain and I was just thinking these things. But the more I sat and did those activities and exercises where you work with your intuition, I realized it wasn't. It was information I was getting that was not coming from myself. It popped into my head like a thought, but it was not my own thought. I did a lot of practice in working with people where I would give them information that was coming to me about them or what I was connecting with their energies. And that was really what solidified it for me, because I was telling them things that there was no way I could know. Information that's just popping into my head, like, did you just lose a job? Or are you a teacher? Or you did this? And, you know, things that are just popping in, and people were validating it. And that was a validation for me of, okay, this is real. And the more you can connect to your intuition, the more you can receive guidance about situations. And you can ask for signs too. People do that all the time. I asked for signs. I said, okay, if this is a good fit for me, I want to see this. Show me this. And what I happened to use for that was butterflies. I've never seen so many butterflies in my life flying all around. And I knew for me that was like a clear, this is for you. And you can ask to see whatever you want to see. And the universe will try to show you. Your guides will try to give you signs. They want to help you. It's just we so often get in our own way. I know that sometimes my guides are probably sitting up there like, what the hell is she doing? We just gave her a clear sign and she went the other way. You know, it's like your GPS in the car. Mine is probably going to start cussing him at me sooner or later, because every time I'll miss a turn or something, it's like, are you paying attention? Like, she starts that rerouting. Like, oh my gosh, you know, she probably thinks that I'm an idiot when it comes with directions, because I really am directionally challenged really badly. And you would think that it's a GPS, how could you go wrong with that? Trust me. If anyone could, I could. I can figure that out. But your guides are there, and they are trying to give you directions. They want to help you. But the main thing that you need to take away from dealing with people who aren't nice, who don't have your best interest in heart, is that you are still a beautiful, amazing, talented, wonderful person. It absolutely has nothing to do with you. It is not about you. Say that to yourself. When someone nasty comes to you, it is not about you. And you don't know what that person was coming from. You don't know what their background was. You don't know what their childhood was like. Betting it wasn't good if they're treating you that way. Unfortunately, we lash out at others when we're hurting ourselves. So that person is probably in pain, emotional pain. And it's not like you can fix it. If you want to try to help that person, that's great, more power to you, but it isn't your job to fix it. What is your job is just to understand that it isn't about you and to try to still be fair. You can sink down to their level, and I'm not going to lie to you. I have done that before. I've turned around and snapped back at a person who chewed me out for something. I have, and I wasn't proud of it later. I thought there was a better way to handle that. And it's always better to be the more mature person, the one who is emotionally calm. Because I tell you what, when you get into screaming matches with people, you just look crazy. And you can stand up for yourself totally without yelling and without being overly emotional. It's harder to do, but totally possible. And you come out ahead when you do that because you haven't lost your personal power, you haven't expended any energy on it. And the other person just looks kind of crazy because they're the ones yelling and screaming, and you've remained calm, cool, and collected. So don't allow anyone or any situation to rob you of your personal power. And don't allow anyone else's opinion to diminish your shine. No one else's opinion of you should matter. You have to live with you forever. You don't have to live with anyone else as long as you have to live with yourself. So it's all about being happy with who you are, knowing who you are, and being confident in who you are. And when you are happy and confident in who you are, nobody else can take you down. They just can't. So understand that others, their reactions, that's a reflection of them, not you. Don't take it personally. Don't get even. None of those things are worth it. You will lose your cool for no reason, lose your personal power, and probably look a little insane in the process. The best thing you can do is to understand that it isn't about you. Try to handle it in a calm and professional manner. And then move on with your life. Because honestly, I always say to myself, is this going to affect me in a year? In 5 months? 5 weeks? 5 days? And most of the time the answer is no. No, in 5 weeks from now, you'll have forgotten that this ever happened. So why expend any energy into something that isn't going to matter? All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a card for you before I signed off today. And the card that I pulled for you is from the deck Crazy Sexy Love Notes by Chris Carr. And it says, "You are awesome. Your greatest relationship is the one you have with yourself. Build it, strengthen it, praise yourself. Share what makes you proud. Your beaming delight will help others shift from glass half empty thinking to, heck, I'm pretty awesome too." Absolutely. I think a positive attitude is contagious. There are a lot of people who want to stay negative simply because that makes them feel better. But I'm telling you, there are way more people who want to be positive and they want to be around positive people. And that makes a work environment so much better. So I ask you to think about that ripple effect. Like the stone that you throw in the water, ripples will often form and move outward from that stone. And we have a choice to make that ripple effect one of negativity, where I cuss you out because I'm having a bad day, and then you turn around and cuss someone else out. Or we can choose to make it a ripple of positivity. I hold the door open for you and say, "How are you doing?" And then you turn to someone else and compliment them on their shirt, and then they turn around to someone else and give them $1 because they found $1 and thought this person might use it, and positive things keep happening, and so on and so on. It's like the paying it forward and paying for the person behind you at Starbucks. It's a great thing to see, and there's so many people out there who are out there being that ripple of positivity, and I know that many of you are too. In fact, I'm sure all of you are out there being that ripple of positivity, and I just want to thank you and encourage you to continue and to keep it up, because the world needs you. The world needs your light, your smile, your kindness, your beauty, your creativity. The world needs you. I want to thank you so much for being a part of my soul tribe and my spirit family. I have loved every second of this journey, of doing this podcast, of connecting with people. I absolutely love it. I am so thankful for this aspect of my job, this side business that I have. It isn't even really like a business to me. It's just more like I get to do what I love and what I think is fun, and it's amazing, and I help people, and what more could you ask for? So I want to thank you for being with me on this ride, and I want to ask you for a favor. If you could please share this podcast with anyone you think might need it. I've even had people who just will put a post on Facebook about my podcast or on Instagram, and thank you so much for those of you who have done that. I appreciate that so much, and I cannot tell you how touched and blessed I am that you have done that. So thank you. But if you could subscribe to my podcast, that also helps others find me. If you could leave a review, that's another great thing that you can do that helps me and helps others find me. Thank you so much to everyone who's already left a review. I'm so thankful for that. And don't forget to subscribe to my website, because you'll receive a free morning and evening meditation, which is my gift to you. And if you haven't joined me on a Facebook Live, try joining me Tuesdays at 7 Central. I will be doing a few more before I have to go on break for a little bit, because things are about to get super hectic for me. I'm going to be traveling to Europe, and I'm also going to be transitioning from job to job, so I have to go and organize my things and kind of set up a new classroom. So that's going to get very busy for me. I'm super excited about it. I want to thank you so much. I am sending you massive love and light. Do not forget to sign up for our free 5-day challenge. You will not regret it. I will see you guys or on the Facebook Lives or talk to you again soon. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.